Hi Spideybros, it's your friendly neighbourhood, the ultimate Spider-Man fan, here back again with a news update video regarding Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man 2, which was recently revealed during the PlayStation the PlayStation event. So like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell notification, favourite some, follow me on my social medias too, which are in the description below. So first of all, I want to say, for those of you, I'm sure many of you out there don't have a PS5, since a lot of them were sold out very fast. So I will say, whenever this game drops, I seriously do hope you're able to get one for this specific game, since it is the main full game, unlike the Miles spin-off. So first of all, I just want to say, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell notification, favourites, and follow me on my social medias too, which are in the description below. So first of all, the first thing I want to mention is from the main people themselves, Insomniac Games on Twitter, tweeted out, we're ecstatic to announce Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine are coming exclusively, which is what I wanted, to PlayStation 5. Stay tuned for more information. Hashtag Spider-Man PS5, hashtag Wolverine PS5, and then there's a wee link here which I'm going to read with an article. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine revealed. So, veteran developer Insomniac Games creating two titles for PlayStation consoles. Ryan, someone head of franchise strategy and studio relations at Insomniac Games. In my nearly 18 years of working at Insomniac Games, well, it hasn't really been that long. One of the things I've always appreciated about the studio is how it truly values and fosters collaboration when we work together, and more importantly when we listen to each other. The end result is always better. That approach even applies when we work with those outside our studio, as it's been such a pleasure to collaborate with Marvel games, learning from and sharing with these true believers as we created games such as Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales has been a career highlight for many of us, which I'm actually sure it has been, since it's Spider-Man fans making the game for the fans, which has never been done before. And I said that during the Marvel Spider-Man PS4 waiting line for it to be released. And what's so exciting is that our calibration isn't ending anytime soon, which is actually good, as today we revealed not one but two new Marvel titles coming from Insomniac Games: Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine. Now, before I read this next one, I will say that this might, in my opinion, it could be a bit disappointing for some people who wanted a certain game method or technique put into Marvel Spider-Man 2. Let's start with the one most of you probably could have guessed. Marvel Spider-Man 2, we're so thrilled to continue the journey of both Peter Parker and Miles Morales in their most epic single-player adventure yet, coming exclusively to PlayStation 5 consoles in 2023. So, as a lot of people online were saying they wanted this game to be co-op, 2 players, or even online to create their very own fun online Spider-Verse. That's not happening. Like, in my opinion, it would have been fun. It would have been fun to have fun online with other players, creating their own Spider-Man. Well, dressed up in their own favourite alternate suits. But they're not doing that. It's just going to be the exact same thing as the first one. Maybe with a wee bit of a GTA 5 method in there, where in certain game sections, you might be able to switch between the two Spider-Man. Switch between characters during certain game sections and do double takedowns like you saw in the teaser trailer. Next article. While pushing the capabilities of the console will be very exciting, we're equally pumped to craft all new stories for Peter and Miles in this sequel. Just as in our previous Spider-Man games, we not only want to tell a great superhero story, but also deliver a compelling human story, one full of heart and humour that dives deep into the people behind the mask. So basically, besides the story based on the superhero, they also want to do another character itself story, like they want to focus on the characters that Peter and Miles are as a team behind the mask. Okay, for the who they are behind the mask too. Okay, well, understandable. Basically a Peter Parker and a Miles Morales itself story, as well as a superhero story. Okay, much of the development team that brought you Marvel Spider-Man PS4 is returning to produce Marvel Spider-Man 2, including the main man, Brian Intihar, creative director, and Ryan Smith, game director. Which actually, well, I will say that's understandable. The original game developers from the first one. Today's game footage trailer is merely just a glimpse at what's in store in terms of the new abilities our heroes will acquire, since they will wear more on that some other time. Well, that's clearly understandable. So they'll have new suits and new abilities, which, well, like I said in the trailer, I still don't get why the hell the new advanced suit has the iron spider legs on it. Like, if that's actually, to me, they put that on for the sake of it, for the reveal trailer, but I really do not hope that that's the actual suit part for that new advanced suit, which I will talk about in a minute here, hopefully if I remember. And the villains that will try to hunt them down. And speaking of villains, did you catch that final line at the end of the trailer? We're so happy to announce that Tony Todd of Candyman. Now, I've heard that guy's a very famous actor, Candyman fame. Don't know who it is, but apparently he's going to be very good playing Venom's voice. Well, will be voicing the symbiote-fueled Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2. We're also delighted to welcome back Yuri Lowenthal and Nada Jedar, who will reprise their roles as Peter and Miles respectively. We've been fortunate to work with so many incredibly talented actors in our Spider-Man games, and Tony has been such a wonderful addition to the cast. Okay, so Insomniac Games is obviously more than delighted and honoured to welcome back all of the original voice actors, including the new ones for the new characters. Now I do have one wee concern here, because as you know, in the past in 2019, the company Sony bought Insomniac Games for $200,000 or something. Insomniac built the first game by themselves and made a masterpiece of a story. Now, as you know, in a lot of people's opinions, Sony did screw up the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Like Sam Raimi brought the Amazing Spider-Man issues to the screen that we all knew and loved from the comics themselves, the original Spider-Man trilogy. Sam Raimi did it by himself, and then he handed Spider-Man over to Sony. Then they screwed up Ultimate Spider-Man on screen. So along with Marvel, Sony, and Insomniac Games, let's just hope the characters in this game are written perfectly. I'm really hoping that the character they write the characters just rightly and don't reboot them or anything. Alright, it's an original Spider-Man universe story. It's an original Spider-Man story. But I'm just really hoping that Sony don't screw up the writing for the characters in this game, because the first game was a complete masterpiece, and that's what I'm really hoping for this. As for Venom, now a lot of people are speculating Harry. In my opinion, I think in a way it's going to be centered around Harry, Peter, and then Eddie. Maybe I'm wrong there. I don't want it to be another Ultimate Spider-Man method where Harry becomes Venom, but I think in a way Eddie Brock may be in the game at some point, and then Eddie Brock will get the symbiote, but I do believe that it'll come from Harry on the Peter, and then he'll try to... I think in a way they'll mix a lot of stuff in, but I think in a way Peter will try to free Harry somehow in the story. The symbiote will go on Peter, allowing Harry to escape or something, or whatever, or run off, or whatever way they'll do it. And then later on in the story, Peter will rip it off, knowing it's taking control of him or whatever, even though it didn't really do that in the comics. But they might take that storyline, they make him more aggressive. Obviously, well, actually, in my opinion, the aggressive Spider-Man is what many people would want, in my opinion. But I really do believe that Harry Osborn may wear it at some point, but I do believe that the final battle will be Eddie wearing it. I could be wrong, because I really, well, only time will tell. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, Spidey-Bros. And as for the classic suit, right, I really do wish they would have stuck with the original classic design for Miles, unless there's a way to change that, like in Batman Arkham Knight, where before you start the story, you can actually choose what suit you want in the menu. I'm hoping you can change suits. Well, alright, the suits are part of the story, but I'm really hoping you can choose what suit you want before starting the story. But I will say I like Peter. I'm starting to grow into the new advanced suit for Peter, because it's more red, more classic look. Okay, a wee bit of a method from Marvel Spider-Man cartoon, where the belt is. But I will say, I like the extra textures on Miles's black suit on the black on the back and the front. Well, some of it they're still working on that clearly. But I will say I'll possibly grow more into this new advanced suit, more classic design, more cool belt, more red, and it'll look a hell of a lot better by the time it's done. So this is only a reveal trailer. So other than that, Spidey-Bros, that's all I'm going to say to you about. Okay, besides the longer red Miles' arm, but that's about it. I love the new textures though. I will say that. But yeah, other than that, Spidey-Bros, yeah, thanks for watching this. I really do hope you enjoyed this, and comment below what you think. I would really like it if you did. And yeah, other than that, I'll see you all, Spidey-Bros, as always, in all of my next epic Spidey videos. Courtesy of your friendly neighbourhood, the ultimate Spider-Man fan. Thwip, 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 thwip.